Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai World News. We're starting today with a major development out of the Middle East. The Financial Times is reporting that Israel has killed al-Din al-Haddad, described as the last senior Hamas commander directly involved in overseeing the October 7, 2023 attacks on Israel. Al-Haddad was eliminated in an Israeli airstrike, marking a significant milestone in Israel's long-running campaign to dismantle Hamas's top leadership. Now, while this is being framed as a major victory by Israeli officials, the timing is critically sensitive. A fragile ceasefire is currently in place, and analysts warn that this strike could pile enormous pressure on those negotiations, potentially threatening to unravel whatever progress has been made toward a more lasting pause in the fighting. The death of al-Haddad effectively closes a chapter in Israel's pursuit of accountability for October 7th. But it opens serious new questions about what happens next on the ground in Gaza. We'll be watching this one very closely. Next up, a major flashpoint in global diplomacy. BBC News is reporting that Taiwan has pushed back firmly after President Trump issued a direct warning against the island making any formal declaration of independence. This comes hot on the heels of Trump's summit in Beijing, where he met with Chinese leadership, and it's clear the Taiwan question was front and center in those discussions. Taiwanese officials have responded by insisting that Taiwan is, and has always been, an independent entity, and they're not going to be told otherwise by Washington or Beijing. This is a delicate balancing act that has defined U.S. foreign policy for decades, maintaining the so-called strategic ambiguity around Taiwan's status. But Trump's unusually direct warning, fresh from a Beijing handshake, has rattled some in Taipei and among U.S. allies in the region. The statement is being closely parsed in capitals across Asia and Europe. Any shift in Washington's posture on Taiwan carries massive implications for global security, trade routes, and the semiconductor supply chain that powers the entire world economy. This next story is absolutely heartbreaking, and it demands attention. BBC News reports that more than 50 schoolchildren have been abducted in the town of Musa, located in Nigeria's Borno state, one of the regions most devastated by years of insurgent violence. Tragically, the victims include toddlers. The community of Musa has been left devastated, and as of the time of this report, no group has officially claimed responsibility for the attack. Borno State has long been the epicenter of militant activity in northeastern Nigeria, and mass kidnappings of children, particularly students, have become a horrifying pattern in recent years. The international community has repeatedly called for stronger protections for civilians in the region, but incidents like this one make painfully clear that the crisis is far from resolved. Our thoughts are with the families of those children, and we will continue to follow this story as it develops. Switching now to Southeast Asia, where a deadly accident has claimed multiple lives in Thailand's capital. BBC News reports that a freight train collided with a bus in Bangkok, killing at least 8 people. What made this crash even more catastrophic is what happened after impact. The collision sparked a fire that quickly engulfed the bus, leaving little chance for those trapped inside. Police and rescue officials confirmed the death toll, and emergency crews were deployed to the scene. Thailand has faced persistent concerns about rail safety and road traffic management, particularly at unguarded or poorly monitored rail crossings. This incident is likely to renew those conversations at a government level. Our condolences go out to the families of those lost in this tragedy. In Australia, a man has lost his life following an attack by what local police describe as a 13-foot shark near Horseshoe Reef, off the coast of Western Australia. As BBC News reports, the reef sits northwest of Rottnest Island, a popular tourist destination near the city of Perth. Authorities confirmed the fatality, making this one of the most severe shark incidents in the region in recent memory. Western Australia is no stranger to shark activity along its coastline, and the incident will likely prompt fresh debate about ocean safety measures, shark monitoring programs, and how to balance conservation efforts with public safety. Authorities have urged swimmers and divers to exercise extreme caution in the waters near the area while the situation is assessed. Now to a developing public health story that's raising eyebrows. BBC News is reporting that a Canadian passenger who was aboard the MV Hantavirus, a cruise ship that has been linked to a Hantavirus outbreak, has now tested positive for the virus. The individual is one of 4 former passengers currently isolating on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. Hantavirus is a rare but serious illness typically transmitted through contact with infected rodents or their droppings, and its appearance on a cruise ship is an unusual and concerning development. Health authorities in Canada are monitoring the situation closely, and the story has drawn significant attention given the traumatic memories many still carry from global health emergencies in recent years. We'll keep a close eye on how this situation unfolds and whether more cases are confirmed. Across the Atlantic in Britain, the race to lead the Labour Party is officially getting crowded. The Financial Times reports that former Health Secretary Wes Streeting has announced his intention to contest the Labour leadership, setting up what promises to be a high-stakes battle against Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester. Streeting, positioning himself as a candidate who, in his own words, knows how to win, is entering the race to succeed Sir Keir Starmer. This comes amid broader questions about the future direction of the Labour Party and the ongoing instability at the top of British politics. As the Financial Times also notes separately, Britain has now had 6 prime ministers in just 10 years, and the country is once again gripped by a leadership crisis. Whoever emerges from this Labour contest will have a massive job ahead of them, shaping the opposition and potentially the future of the country. We've got 2 more international stories to wrap up before we go. First, BBC News reports that a senior ISIS leader has been eliminated in a joint military operation carried out by the United States and Nigeria. President Trump confirmed the operation, calling the target, identified as Abu Bilal al-Manuki, the most active terrorist in the world at the time of his death. The strike represents a significant counterterrorism victory and underscores the growing cooperation between Washington and African partner nations in combating ISIS-linked extremism across the continent. And finally, the Financial Times reports that the Trump administration is intensifying pressure on Cuba, using a combination of economic threats and potential inducements in a bid to force the communist island nation to open up its economy. Cuba has been facing a severe energy crisis, and Washington appears to be seizing on that vulnerability as a point of leverage. Whether that approach yields results remains to be seen, but the U.S.-Cuba relationship is once again on a knife's edge. And that's a wrap for today's top stories. If you found this useful, hit that like button, drop a comment below on the story that caught your attention most, and make sure you're subscribed to Genai World News so you never miss a beat. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.